Hey guys, Tarek with Cyclone FPV, and today I'm getting ready to do the video for you on the DIY kit that we have online at fpvprofessor.com and also at cyclonefpv.com. This is our DIY kit. Let me show you what we're talking about. This is going to be for the DT140. Let me see if I can get this going here. And this is going to be for the non-plug-in pilot. This means this is not the solderless kit. In this kit, you actually have to do the soldering. So this is called the DIY Plus kit, okay? So we're going to go over some of the parts. This is the first. These videos are going to be very short. We'll try to keep them at 8 to 10 minutes a piece. So this is just going to be our introductory video first. So let's go over the parts that we have, okay? Now, some of these may vary a little bit depending on the motors you got, for example, but all of it's going to be pretty much the same for the most part. It'll apply one way or the other. So we'll start with the frame itself. Here's your frame right here. We've got all our plates here set up for you guys to look at. This is your top part of the plate right here. This is going to be, this piece right here is what's going to go on top of the midsection here, or the bottom plate, and basically that's where the screws are going to go in and hold the arms in place. So this is the base right here. These are the 4 arms. These are the camera mounts. We are not going to actually use these. We're going to use some 3D printed mounts instead, which are going to be easier for the camera, which is right here. So we're going to go ahead, as I do these, I'm going to take some of these off the table because we won't be using those, all right? So this is going to be a frame here, and that's going to be the first video that we do after this one will be the frame. So I'll get ready to set all this up here. I'll move those aside. These are the screws that come with the frame. This is what you'll be using to assemble the frame, and these are the standoffs. So we'll put all these pieces together and get ready to do those. This is also, these are also the pieces you're going to use with the frame, but these pieces are going to be used to mount your flight controller, which is right here. So this is going to be the JG MCU GHF 420. This is a 420 all-in-one ESC, which means it actually has the motors, ESC and flight controller. So you're going to have your motors that are going to go in these 3 spots right here, these 3, 1, 2, and 3 right here. And you have, if you lay this out with the USB pointed to the left and your arrow right here pointed forward, here's where your XT30 is going to go, and that's this cable right here. That's going to get soldered on, and we're going to show you how to do that. These little red pieces are going to go inserted into these circles right here. And then you're going to put your motors, the 3 wires, and if I open one of your motors here, this is going to be the HGLRC motor. Let me go ahead and open this seal real quick. Give me something to open the seal with. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll look at these motors, and you'll see on the motors itself, there are 3 wires here, and these 3 wires will be soldered in just like that into these areas. And you're going to do 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then let's see, depending on your receiver of choice, it really depends on what you're going to do with your receiver. I haven't put one on the table yet because I don't know which one we're going to use as our demo. But the receivers are going to go right here in these 3 spots right here. Your VTX is going to go over here. Your camera is going to go over here. And then let's see, we may add a buzzer and a GPS to it if we need to. This is going to be your capacitor. That's also going to get soldered on right there. This is with your camera. So here's your camera right here that came with the kit. This is the menu selector for the camera. This does your OSD, so you can make some changes to the camera menu itself if you have this controller. We won't be necessarily hooking this in at the beginning, but we'll be doing a video on how to use this with your camera later on. So this will also go. This will be the cable that goes to your VTX right here. So here's your VTX, your video transmitter, and this cable is actually going to plug in. I believe it's going to go just like that, right in here. And then these wires are going to get soldered, except a couple of them will most likely be removed. We may pull a couple out if we're not going to use them. I'll decide that in just a little bit. But we're going to at least use 3 or 4 of the cables here. But I don't know about these last 2 because the last 2 are going to be for giving power to the camera. However, the camera actually has a power spot on the board, so we're most likely going to remove these, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So that's your VTX. And then this is the wire that we are going to cut. This wire came with the camera right here. You're going to use the 3 prongs just like this, so you can hold on to this wire. Okay, even though there's a spot here for 4 wires, we're only going to use these 3, and then you can go ahead and you can cut this wire. You're going to end up cutting this piece right here when we do our installation and tinning these, soldering them, pre-tinning them and soldering them, and they're going to go onto the camera selection here, which I'll show you. So we're going to take the camera and put it aside. This is the tool kit that comes with the camera. These are the screws that go into the camera mount. We're actually going to provide you with some longer screws so that they can go through the 3D housing, but I'll put that aside for now. We'll go over that. We're going to put this aside because this is when we mount your flight controller. So we'll do that. We're going to put the VTX aside, so you guys can start putting all these things aside, because the next video, the first video that we're going to do for assembly, is only going to be putting the frame together. All right, guys? So with that said, let's get everything out of the way. Let's get your bench cleared off, and we'll be back for round 2.